Aging is not a disease, but what it does to your muscles might make you think it is. Every year, millions of older adults lose strength, energy, and independence, not because they're lazy or inactive, but because something deeper is happening inside their bodies. It's silent, it's slow, but it's powerful. It's called sarcopenia. And by the time you feel its effects, it's already been working for years. Sarcopenia is the gradual loss of muscle mass, strength, and function that begins as early as your 30s. But after age 60, it speeds up like a train with no brakes. The good news? This is not inevitable. And the solution doesn't start with medications or supplements. It starts with understanding your body's changing needs. That's why today we're diving into the critical role of protein and muscle synthesis in older adults, and why you might need more than you ever thought. If you're over 50 or care about someone who is, this video could completely change the way you think about aging and health. So stay with me. We're about to explore how the right amount of protein at the right time can literally add years to your strength, energy, and independence. Part 1. Understanding sarcopenia, the silent muscle loss. Let's start at the beginning. Sarcopenia doesn't happen overnight. It's a condition that develops gradually, and that's what makes it so dangerous. Most people don't even realize they're losing muscle until the damage is done. You may feel a little weaker climbing stairs, have trouble lifting groceries, or notice your balance isn't what it used to be. These seem like minor issues, but they're warning signs. What is sarcopenia? Sarcopenia comes from the Greek words sarx, meaning flesh, and penia, meaning loss. It literally means loss of flesh. But what it really means for you is this. As you age, your body's ability to build and maintain muscle drops dramatically. This isn't just about appearance. Muscle is essential for mobility, stability, metabolism, and even immunity. By the time someone reaches 80, they can lose up to 50% of their muscle mass compared to when they were young. That loss isn't just inconvenient, it's deadly. It increases the risk of falls, fractures, hospitalization, and even early death. It reduces your quality of life and can trap you in a cycle of weakness and inactivity. The biology behind muscle loss. Now here's where it gets fascinating. When you're young, your body is a muscle-building machine. Every time you eat protein, your body breaks it down into amino acids, which act like construction materials for your muscles. Your body responds quickly and efficiently. But after age 50, that system starts to slow down. The body becomes less responsive to the anabolic, muscle-building effects of protein. This phenomenon is called anabolic resistance. It means your muscles don't hear the protein signal as well anymore. Even if you eat the same amount of protein as you did in your 30s, your muscles won't build at the same rate. That's where the problem begins. If you continue to eat the same way you always did, without increasing protein and changing the timing, you'll slowly start losing more muscle than you gain. Why muscle matters far beyond strength. Let's talk about why this matters so much. Muscle isn't just about looking fit or lifting heavy weights at the gym. Muscle is your body's reserve tank. It helps regulate blood sugar, supports your immune system, and keeps your metabolism running. In fact, older adults with more muscle mass have a lower risk of chronic disease, better recovery after illness, and a stronger immune response. Plus, there's a huge link between muscle and mobility. Sarcopenia leads to frailty, which is a major reason why older adults lose independence. Once someone starts needing help to get up from a chair or climb stairs, their risk of falling and being hospitalized skyrockets. The fallacy of eating less as you age. You've probably heard that as people age, they should eat less. It's one of the most harmful myths in senior health. Yes, you may need fewer calories, but you need more nutrition per bite. And protein should be the star of your plate. Many older adults eat toast for breakfast, soup for lunch, and maybe a small serving of meat at dinner. That's not enough. Not by a long shot. You need higher amounts of protein, and you need to distribute it evenly throughout the day, not just load up at dinner. How much protein do older adults actually need? This is the million-dollar question. The current recommended dietary allowance, RDA, for protein is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. But this is the bare minimum to prevent deficiency, not enough to promote health, strength, and longevity. Newer research suggests that older adults may need 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. For someone weighing 150 pounds, about 68 kilograms, that's around 82 to 102 grams of protein daily, spread across all meals. That's a lot more than most people are currently eating, and certainly more than most seniors are advised to consume. Why? Because with anabolic resistance, your body needs a stronger signal, a higher dose of protein, to kickstart muscle building. Not all proteins are created equal. Here's another critical point. Not all protein sources are equally effective in fighting sarcopenia. Older adults need high-quality protein with all 9 essential amino acids, especially leucine, which plays a key role in triggering muscle protein synthesis. Animal-based proteins, like eggs, dairy, poultry, and fish, are generally better for this purpose. That doesn't mean plant-based diets can't work, but they need to be carefully planned to include a variety of protein sources to reach the same amino acid profile. Whey protein is particularly effective. It's rich in leucine, easy to digest, and quickly absorbed, making it ideal for older adults, especially post-exercise or in the morning when muscle breakdown tends to be highest. Timing matters. The distribution strategy. Most people eat very little protein at breakfast, a moderate amount at lunch, and a large amount at dinner. But studies show that evenly distributing protein across the day is more effective for muscle maintenance. Think of it this way. Your body has a threshold for protein synthesis. If you eat too little at one meal, you miss the chance to stimulate muscle growth. If you eat too much at dinner, the extra protein isn't used efficiently. A better strategy? Aim for 25 to 35 grams of high-quality protein per meal. That means rethinking breakfast. Instead of just cereal or toast, include eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein shake. At lunch, include chicken, tuna, or lentils. And continue with a solid portion at dinner. The role of exercise in boosting muscle synthesis. Here's something most people overlook. Nutrition alone isn't enough. Muscle is built through a combination of protein and resistance exercise. Lifting light weights, doing bodyweight squats, resistance bands, these movements tell your body, hey, we need more muscle here. Exercise also makes your muscles more sensitive to protein. After a workout, your body's anabolic response is enhanced. That's why combining protein-rich meals with regular resistance training is the gold standard for fighting sarcopenia. Even just twice a week of strength-focused movement can make a noticeable difference in muscle mass, balance, and coordination, especially in adults over 60. Protein in action: how older adults can overcome the challenges. Now that we understand the science behind sarcopenia, the changes in protein synthesis, and the real reasons older adults need more protein, not less, it's time to shift gears. Let's talk real-world solutions. Because knowing you need more protein is one thing. Actually getting it into your daily routine is something else entirely. Between smaller appetites, dental problems, digestive issues, and years of being told to cut back, many older adults struggle with increasing protein intake. So how do we fix it? One step at a time. Appetite loss. Why you feel less hungry with age. One of the biggest reasons older adults don't get enough protein is reduced appetite. This isn't just psychological, it's biological. As we age, the hormones that signal hunger, like ghrelin, tend to drop while fullness signals, like leptin, increase. That means you feel full faster and don't crave meals like you once did. The result? People start skipping meals, especially breakfast. And when they do eat, they often choose easy-to-digest carbs or small snacks, neither of which deliver the protein needed to fight muscle loss. Solution: smaller meals with higher protein density. Instead of 3 large meals, aim for 4 to 5 smaller meals, each with 15 to 25 grams of protein. This makes it easier to digest and gives your body a steady stream of amino acids throughout the day. Digestion and absorption challenges. As we age, our stomach acid levels decrease. This means digestion becomes slower and less efficient, especially for protein. Add in conditions like acid reflux, indigestion, or slowed gut motility, and you've got a digestive system that struggles to break down large portions of meat or dairy. Solution: include easily digestible protein sources such as eggs, especially scrambled or boiled, Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, whey protein shakes, soft-cooked legumes or lentil soups, smoothies with protein powder, nut butter, and fruit. For those who are lactose intolerant or sensitive to dairy, consider plant-based protein powders like pea, rice, or soy protein. Look for blends with a complete amino acid profile. Protein supplements, yes or no? This is one of the most common questions older adults ask me. Should I take protein supplements? The answer? Yes if needed. Protein supplements are not a replacement for real food, but they are a powerful tool for closing the gap between what you eat and what your body needs. Older adults can benefit greatly from using whey protein isolate, especially in the morning or after a walk or strength training session. These shakes are quick, easy, and can pack 20 to 30 grams of protein in just one glass. But be careful with cheap, artificial blends filled with sugar, thickeners, or low-quality protein. Look for trusted brands with clean ingredients, third-party testing, and added leucine if possible. Tip: mix protein powder with milk instead of water to increase the total protein content even more. Common mistakes that block muscle growth in older adults. Let's go over some of the mistakes I often see that slow down or even reverse progress in muscle maintenance. Eating one big meal at night and skipping breakfast. Relying on carbohydrates for energy but not including protein in each meal. Avoiding resistance training thinking it's too late or too risky. Using protein supplements inconsistently or without a schedule. Underestimating recovery time after illness, surgery, or hospitalization. Each of these factors contributes to faster muscle breakdown. The good news is, once you identify and correct these patterns, you can begin reversing the damage, even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond. How to build a high-protein daily routine. Let's walk through what a protein-optimized day could look like for an older adult who needs around 90 grams of protein daily. Breakfast 25 g. 2 eggs 12 g. Half a cup cottage cheese 13 g. Optional, add berries or toast. Mid-morning snack 15 g. Protein shake with 1 scoop whey isolate. Almonds or banana on the side. Lunch 25 g. Grilled chicken breast 20 g. Cooked quinoa or lentils 5 g. Cooked vegetables in olive oil. Afternoon snack 10 g. Greek yogurt plain full fat. Small handful of walnuts or seeds. Dinner 20 g. Baked salmon or tofu stir fry. Steamed broccoli or kale. Sweet potato. That's 95 grams of high-quality, well-distributed protein, with variety, flavor, and color. No extreme changes. Just consistent, mindful eating. Social and emotional challenges. We can't talk about nutrition without acknowledging the emotional side. Many older adults live alone. Mealtimes become lonely. Cooking for one can feel like a chore. Appetite and mood are closely linked, and depression or grief can reduce food intake even more. Solution: share meals with friends or family when possible. Use meal delivery services tailored to seniors. Prepare simple meals in advance and freeze them. Listen to music or an audiobook while you eat to create a calm routine. Even small habits like using a nice plate or sitting at the table instead of in front of a TV can improve appetite and digestion. Why too much protein is a myth. One final myth I want to bust right now is the idea that too much protein hurts the kidneys. This is simply not true for healthy older adults. This fear came from early studies on people with pre-existing kidney disease, not healthy aging populations. In fact, increasing protein, under proper guidance, is protective, not harmful. It supports muscle, immune health, and even helps maintain a healthy weight. Of course, if someone has advanced kidney disease, they need to follow specific medical guidelines. But for most people, the real danger is too little protein, not too much. Long-term strategies for muscle health and strength after 50. You now understand that sarcopenia is a serious and silent muscle thief. You know how the body's ability to build muscle declines with age. You've seen how increasing protein, not decreasing it, can help older adults maintain strength, mobility, and independence. So now the big question is, how do we sustain this? How do we create lasting change in the lives of older adults who may already be struggling with energy, mobility, or chronic illness? Support matters. Don't do this alone. Muscle maintenance after 50 is a lifelong mission, not a 30-day challenge. You'll need encouragement when progress is slow, support when routines get boring, help cooking when energy is low, medical oversight when changes occur. So lean on your family, caregivers, trainers, dietitians, and friends. Let them know you're taking your muscle health seriously, and ask them to join you in building healthier meals and moving more. Because here's the truth, the longer you keep your strength, the longer you keep your independence. And you deserve that. Final words before you take action. Sarcopenia isn't a buzzword. It's not a theory or a research topic. It's real, measurable, and dangerous. But it's also treatable. And in many cases, reversible, with the right knowledge, habits, and consistency. So if you're watching this video for your parent, your partner, or for yourself, know this. It's never too early and never too late to build strength, muscle, and energy. And often, it starts with something as simple as adding 20 more grams of protein to your breakfast. One meal, one walk, one stronger future.